Hi, my name is Nazrul Aziz bin Suhaimi from DIM 1104B. So today I would like to ask new student from University Teknik Mara because she wanted to buy a new computer. So let's talk about it. So what is your name?
Hi, my name is Uzma Shaira and I'm from University Technology Mara and I'm a new student. So today I would like to ask an opinion to buy a computer for my study. First of all, what do you think? What computer do you think that's suitable for me to use for assignment purpose and utility software?
So you can buy a computer that suitable for assignment and utility software. That computer that has motherboard by MSI MPG Z390M Gaming AC because it support 9 and 8 generation Intel Core, Pentium Gold, Celeron, processor for LGA 115 socket and support DDR4 memory. So I think this will be good recommend for you to playing game or doing assignment is quite fast and lightning fast game experience. Also 2 time turbo because it has a 4500 OC megahertz and also it extended heatsink design, core boost and 8 plus 4 pin CPU power connector and game boost DDR4 boost. So I think this is a good motherboard that can you buy to have a enjoyable computer to doing assignment or utility software.
Oh, that an interesting information. Then I would like to know, is that computer that can have a large graphic for gaming and good sound system for me to watch movies or DVD?
So for the next question, I think I might be recommend you to buy a graphic card by NVIDIA RTX 3070. So this graphic card is lithography with Samsung at NM, die size 392.5 mm and has GPU boost clock 1725 MHz, memory bus 256 bit, memory capacity 8 GB DDR6, memory speed 40 GB, memory max. So as we know, graphic card very important because if you want to play a game with the high definition, you might need a graphic card. So this graphic card by NVIDIA RTX 3070 is a good recommendation for you to buy it. So because the price is, I think is quite pricey, but if you want to buy something that worth it, you can choose this NVIDIA RTX 3070. So for the next question, for the speaker, good sound system, I think you might buy a output device that which is computer speaker. So computer speaker is one of the component that come from the outside, which is output that we need to connect by wire and with another device to give the sound more amplification, make it louder, add more bass with subwoofer or create surround. If you have a laptop, smartphone or another device with built-in speaker, you do need external speaker unless you need louder sound, more bass or surround sound.
Alright, thank you for pointing that out. Last but not least, is the computer may have a large capacity to put my file.
So for the for your question, I think you might have some hardware, which is I think the good question is Intel Core i7 7 generation because it has 4 core at 3 processor base frequency 3.6 GHz, maximum frequency 4.20 GHz, at 8 MB and TDP 65 watt. This is because Intel Core have a big gigabyte, or you can add also hard disk at the computer because hard disk, you as we know, is a large file that you can put a file or you can put document that can keep your document safe. And so hard drive or pen drive you can buy also to put your document. And then and another type of input device or output device you can buy also. So I think that's the two thing good recommendation for you to buy that two things.
Thank you for your good information. I would like to buy that anytime soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Nazir Haziq bin Suhaimi from JIM 1104B. So today I would like to present my computer specification that client or that the new student need for her study and for herself. So first is the motherboard. So I will recommend the motherboard MSI MPG Z39090M gaming HAC. So as we know, the motherboard is one of the important component in the computer. It is like the backbone of the computer, which if the motherboard is not functioning well, the CPU, GPU or hard drive will not function too, because motherboard is one of the important component that going through with the CPU, GPU and hard drive. So the MSI Gaming Z9OM Gaming HAC I will recommend because it full of sharp and silent line reflecting gorgeous color design, perfect balance between appearance and performance with extended heatsink. Design core boasts twin turbo M2 from USB 3.1 Gen 2 connector and Mystic Light. So this motherboard support 9 and 8 Gen Intel Core Pentium Gold Celeron processor for LGA 1151 socket. This motherboard also support DDR4 memory up to 4500 OC MHz. Third, lightning fast game experience 2 time turbo M.2 Intel Optane memory ready turbo USB 3.1 Gen 2. So this motherboard that I will recommend is good for gaming because the RAM is going fast and the good gaming experience for herself to playing game. Next, set core power free extended heatsink design, core boost 8 plus 4 pin CPU power connector, game boost DDR4 boost, Mystic Light 16.8 million color 29 effect control in one click. So the audio boost will this motherboard use with Nahmid 3 reward your ears, reward the she to use the to feel the gaming experience more enjoyable because the new student like to play game. So I think I recommend this motherboard very well because this motherboard use audio boost 4 with Nahmid 3 that immersive gaming experience. And last, Dragon Center, which a brand new software which integrate all MSI tool like game mode, voice boot, live update with user-friendly user interface. So this motherboard is combined with Dragon Center that connect with others user, like if we play some game that need to connect with other people. So this motherboard also has the features too. So next is the computer case. So I will recommend for her Fantex Evolve X. So I will tell detail about the Fantex Evolve X. The specification form factor is mid tower, motherboard support eATX, ATX, MATX, mini ITX. So the dimension 20.5 times 9.5 times 20.1 inch equal to 240 times 520 times 4 times 510 millimeter. So the weight is 33 lb, which is 15 kilogram. Radiator support 120 millimeter, 240 to 280, 360 and 420 millimeter. I/O port 2 times USB 3.0, 1 time USB 3.1, Gen 2 Type C, 1 time headphone, 1 time microphone. Drive base 6 times 2.5 inch and 4 times 3.5 inch. So I will tell why is computer case is so important. First of all, is about protection. So as we know, the dust, animal, toys or liquid can all that and other than that can damage the such as motherboard or hard drive. So which by using the computer case, it can help to avoid the damage and save our money, because if the damage happen, we need to send to the shop to repair that. So the second one is for the airflow. With the computer case, the airflow or the motherboard and the hard drive will keep going cool, not heating so high, because as we know, we use the computer for very long time, like 1 until 3 hours, so the airflow is going good when we have computer cases. So that's why we need computer cases. The third one is for the I think we all don't need to look to the hard drive or the motherboard or the USB CPU. So with the computer case, it will keep the wire and the things in one system, which is in the computer case, and then protect them in one block. So that's the reason why we need computer cases. So I will going to tell about the hardware. So here I will tell a little detail about hardware. Hardware is refer to physical of the computer, such as motherboard, hard drive, and RAM. So with the which is hardware have two, which is internal hardware and external hardware. Internal hardware such as motherboard, CPU, hard drive, which we need the component inside the computer. But for the external hardware such as keyboard, mouse, printer, and scanner. So all those two things is I think is quite important component in the computer specification. So the hardware I will recommend to her, which is Intel Core i7 7700 processor. So this specification for core at 3 processor base frequency 3.60 GHz, max turbo frequency 4.20 GHz, jack 8 MB Intel Smart Jack, TDP 65 watt. So and the price is quite high, which is RM1247 ringgit. So I think this Intel Core i7 generation is best recommendation for me to her, because it have a max turbo frequency that can while have best gaming experience, because he like to play game, and then the TDP is 65 watt. So I think it is the best, not the best, but I think it's quite recommendation for herself. So next, second hardware is graphic card, which I will recommend NVIDIA RTX 3070. So this type of graphic card is I will tell about the computer specification. GPU GA104, lithography Samsung 8nm, die size 392.5mm, transistor 17.4 bn, CUDA Core 5888, SMS 46, Article 46, Tensor Core 184, GPU boost clock 1725 MHz, memory bus 256 bit, memory capacity 8GB GDDR6, memory speed 14GB bps, memory bandwidth 148 GB, TGP 220 watt. So I will simplify this, one of the best graphic card in the market now, because the memory bus is 256 bit, so which you can which her can play a game like a graphic high graphic definition and memory speed 14 bps, so there's no lagging or there's no freeze when playing game with the high definition graphic. And then MotoGP when he's play the game in any big game that has to run smoothly. I think it's 220 watt is so good to play gaming for herself. So next I will tell about software. So just now I have tell about the hardware. So now it's the opposite of hardware, which is software. So software is part of the computer, because software is like application or program or system that variable in the computer, variable part of the computer, while the hardware is not the invariable part of the computer. So software have two different type, which application software and system software. Application software that we need to install the application and put them into the computer, which while the system software we need to has application to open it. So that's the difference. So now I think this software that I recommend to her while using her computer, which is Google Chrome, which is application software. Google Chrome is feature includes synchronization with Google service and account, tab browsing and automatic translation and spell check of web page. Google also feature an integrated address bar search bar called Omnibox. Chrome works quite well with Google site and service as YouTube and Gmail. It also manages its system resource different than other browser. Its V8 JavaScript engine was developed from scratch at Google and may improve your experience on heavily script website and application. Essentially, it should make the thing you do on the internet faster. So, I think Google Chrome nowadays is a very important application in the computer and also need to use by all the people. So I think Google, I will recommend to her to install that, because if she need to do the assignment or she need to watching a movie that in the website or watching series or watching any channel on YouTube, so it just to be accessed on Google Chrome. So second software that I will recommend to her is Adobe Photoshop. So I will explain Photoshop element feature: import and export GIF, JPEG and PNG files, crop and rotate image, red eye removal, image combining, panorama creation, image noise reduction, image size control, take photo and make out where photo were taken, email photo or post to social media, photo book creation. So here I think Adobe Photoshop is now popular application for student to edit a photo or to do their assignment or to create a video. So there are many benefits which I can recommend to her to install the Adobe Photoshop on a new computer. So and Adobe Photoshop is just a free installation on the website. So I think this is good application software that I will recommend to her. So next is Microsoft Word. So Microsoft Word allow you to create professional quality document, report, letter and resume, unlike a plain text editor. Microsoft Word has features including spell check, grammar check, text and font formatting, HTML support, image support, advanced spellout and more. So nowadays student was use Microsoft Word so important, because they had to do their assignment in Microsoft Word by the task that the lecturer give. So I think this is a good recommendation for her to install this application software, because some of the tasks need to be done at the Microsoft. So next I will tell about input device. So input device is a component which is to processing a data to a computer, which or to control signal to the computer, such as example of input device is keyboard, mouse, pen light, or joystick, microphone. So I will give the example, which is keyboard. Keyboard is the most common and very popular input device which help to input data to the computer. The layout of the keyboard is like that of a traditional typewriter, although there are some additional keys provided for performing additional function. So keyboard are two size 84 key or 101 key, but now keyboard with 104 key or 108 keys are also available for Windows and internet. So keyboard I will also recommend to her to buy it, because by having a keyboard, it more easier to her to doing the assignment. Without keyboard, I think it quite difficult to pick one word on without keyboard. So I think it very recommendation to have a keyboard for student like us, and I think this is a good recommendation for her. Second one is mouse. So as we know, mouse is we control the arrow or the signal to the computer, like we move the arrow to pick the application or to choose another website. So advantage of use, easy to use, not expensive, move the cursor faster than the arrow key of the keyboard. So these two type of input device I will recommend to her, because it's a very useful input device to use. So last but not least is the output device. So output device is which we transfer the information to human readable form. So such as speaker, projector, and many more. So for the example, I will give the example. First one is the headphone. So headphone come in several type and several shapes, so and several price. So headphone is a very good component or very good output device to buy. I will recommend to her, because with the headphone she can hear the movie very well and having a good game experience, and then not keep the noise only for herself. So I think good recommendation for her to buy headphones. So the price nowadays is around 40 until 50 ringgit, so it quite affordable to her to afford it. So the second one is projector. Projector is the component that spread the light to the wall that come from the cable that we connect to the computer. So that the example which we connect to the computer, like we want to watch movie, and the screen and the projector, the box will spread out the light to the wall, to the clear wall, and then the image will appear. So projector can project a open presentation at business meeting, project a computer screen to teach a class in school, project a TV computer with movie playing to large screen, demo a product or service at convention center, transform a wall, house or another object to give different brain separation mapping for further information. So with projector, I think the best output device for her, which if their friend come to her house, so he can have a projector and open it and turn on the projector and spread out the light to the wall and to watch a movie together. So I think one of the best thing nowadays to have projector. And the price, I think affordable, around 100 until 200. So next one is a computer speaker. So we know computer speaker is a good thing for her also, because he want a best sound system. So she should buy computer speaker. Speaker are made up of a cone and iron coil, a magnet and housing receive case. When the speaker receive electrical input from a device, it send the current through the causing it move back and forth. This motion then vibrate the outer cone, generating sound wave picked up by our ears. External speaker are connected to a computer or another device to give the sound more application, make louder and more bass with subwoofer or create surround sound. If you have a laptop, smartphone or any device with built-in speaker, you do need external speaker unless you need louder sound, more bass or surround sound. So it's easy to use computer speaker. We have the cable and the output in the computer, just connect them and then the sound will higher volume we use and higher bass we can hear. So computer speaker is nowadays very good thing to buy because it give you best experience such as hear music or watching a movie. So I think it's a good recommendation for her to buy the output device which is computer speaker. In conclusion, so there are many type of computer specification I have told in this video. So there are a lot many of component that has been told in this nowadays. So I think it might good to have a research about the component before we buy anything of any type of component, because we don't have to waste our time, we don't have to waste our money, because we need something that worth is to buy, so we can save our money. So we do not want to repay every of single month. So in addition, computer is nowadays very useful for not only the student but for the kids, for the teacher, for the student in university, for the engineer, scientist, because nowadays since during PKP we have to stay at home and just online learning or keep to our things at home. So it might so it very well we need to learn about computer. So that's all. Thank you.